Hey, what's up, guys? It's Drew here. Just getting back from the gym, and something just came to mind. And it's political. I thought of this thing that might actually help you liberals understand, how you could advance and how you can move from the current state that you're in, and progress forward. Okay. The first thing that you guys have to do, liberals, is you got to start being real. I mean, I think this is the most important point of it all. If I'm going to say anything else today and you are going to take away anything from this, just take away this first point. Be authentic, be real. We're pretty much tired of American people have reached a point where they're putting results, pragmatism, and practicality over sounding polished, over sounding politically correct, over sounding acceptable. We're putting results over that, because the reason why they've gotten here is because they feel that their way of life is threatened. Okay, so the most important thing that you liberals can do if you want to offer value in the new political climate or political environment is, number one, be authentic, be real. And what that means is that, I noticed that when you guys were organizing your quote unquote women's march, and you organized all these marches and these gay marches, you disguised them for the purposes that they weren't really meant for. You had a women's march and you pretended it was about women's rights. And for some of you who actually attended, maybe it was. But you pretended it was about women's rights when in reality it was about Donald Trump and being anti-Trump. You football players, you're kneeling and you're pretending the kneeling is about police brutality and inequality. But when Trump got involved, all of you kneeled. So it's really about being anti-Trump. If you're anti-Trump, just come out and say you're anti-Trump. You don't have to hide behind women's rights. You don't have to hide behind racism issues. You don't have to hide behind these issues that you think will connect with your base. Just be real and say you're anti-Trump. But these days, the problem for you guys is that you're going to have to deliver, some logical reason as to why you're anti-Trump. If you're going to be anti-Trump, I think the best course for you guys is, number two, provide other solutions, provide better ways out. You see, the number two, point is kind of hard for you guys to do because our country has moved so far left that at this point you guys just jockeying for power. It's like you seem not to care about the results. You just want more political power, and you don't care who it harms. You don't care who. That's my opinion. But anyway, let me just continue on giving you guys this advice because you need to hear this. Okay, the number three thing that you guys can do is stop scolding us Trump supporters. Okay, stop scolding us. Stop telling us that we're stupid, that we're racist, that we're this, we're that, because we know we're not that. We don't lead lives that exude that. Like, I'm a Trump supporter, and a lot of people know I'm not racist. A lot of people know I'm not anti-woman. A lot of people who are in my life, they know I'm not. But instead, there's some people who have known me all my life, but because of my support of Trump, they said, well, this shows that you're this then. This shows that you're that. That's one thing that you guys need to stop doing as well, because all you're doing is you're energizing plenty of people to go out and to vote again, because they want to savor and they want to revel in your tears when you see that you've lost. You're not motivating people to change their thoughts. Do you think you're going to motivate people to change their thoughts by speaking to them and saying to them that you're an idiot because you voted for Trump? That's not a way to have a debate. When I told people I didn't like Obama, when I got into that when I said, oh, I don't like Obama, I gave specific reasons as to why I didn't. And not only that, I actually supported Barack Obama in 2008. So up to 2011, when he started, going heavy establishment, I actually supported him prior. So I didn't know, and not only that, it's just like you guys the scolding doesn't work, because we honestly don't care about your scolding of us. We don't care about your opinions of us, but we do care about your political opinions. So that's a base. That's where you can shoot from. You know, make your argument about politics, policies, and the effect of the policies on our current state of living, our immediate experience with the world. Okay? Because if you look at the response, and also you have to, again, when I said be real, don't only be real in your approach to us, be real with yourselves too. Be real with yourselves. Be real with yourselves. Okay? You can't, don't lie to yourself. Don't do yourself don't do yourself an injustice by lying to yourself and saying that Trump was elected because of racist people. That's lying to yourself. You're lying to yourself. You're not being real to yourself. Trump was elected partially because of people like you, but mainly because the establishment was bankrupting middle Americans, middle income Americans, middle class Americans, and Americans that, you know, don't live in New York and California. Now, I'm a New Yorker, you know what I mean? But I didn't vote for Trump because America was bankrupting me. America was not bankrupting me. I voted for Trump because I saw that as a whole, Trump had the great potential to accelerate the growth of our GDP. Trump had the great potential to accelerate the growth of consumer confidence. Trump had the great potential to accelerate the growth of the stock market. Trump had the great potential to accelerate the growth of employment. Okay? And that's what has happened. Now, some Democrats, again, you're going to lie to yourself again, and you're going to read sources that are going to agree with your lies to yourself. Okay? A lot of Democrats are pushing this narrative that, oh, you know, we're still in Obama's fiscal year. One Democrat said it, one left-leaning publication said it, and now all of them are saying it verbatim. They're parroting that. Okay? So you could say that Obama turned around the economy at a certain point. But for 6 years into Obama's presidency, black employment was at a 25-year low. Okay? And then after that, it started to turn around towards the end of his presidency. Okay? So now people are saying we're still seeing the results of Obama's work on the economy today. Okay, but how do you explain the difference in the rate of change? How do you explain the difference in the rate of growth with the GDP? How do you explain the change when Trump got elected? How do you explain the difference in the rate of employment growth for black people? How do you explain the difference in the rate? You can't explain that. That happened with the election of Trump. That didn't happen just because of Obama's previous economic policies. GDP growth was very slow when Obama was president, and not only that, it should have been faster because he had nowhere to go but up. He was starting at, you know, the economy collapsed to a certain point. You see what I'm saying? So when you guys are speaking with Trump supporters, be real with yourselves. And also, what you liberals also need to stop doing is you need to stop resorting to Hollywood and stop resorting to celebrities. I assure you, we do not care what they think. We see them as entertainers. We see them as people who are there to make us laugh. We see them as people who are there to kind of engage us when we come back from our office or our businesses and we want to chill. That's how we see them. We don't see them as people that we look up to. We're not children anymore. We're not teenagers. You know, we don't look at them like that. Maybe you guys do, but we don't look at them like that. You know, I noticed that, you know, your whole entire thing with women's rights was a fraud because this thing is coming out about Weinstein, you know, and pedophilia and all these things, and I don't see any of you marching. You marched because of Trump. You kneeled because of Trump. You came together in your unified hatred against Trump. You know, and it's like you rally for anybody who decries or who cries out in their hatred for somebody. Well, let me tell you this, what your other problem is. You're unified in hatred, okay? You're unified in unjustified hatred. You may not like somebody for the things that they say. You may not like somebody for the things that they do, but unless Trump has murdered people, unless Trump has raped people, unless Trump has done these things, your hatred for the man is not justified. Your hatred for the man is due to brainwashing. I didn't like Obama very much, but to hate him, I didn't hate him. I didn't like him very much, but to hate him, I didn't hate him. Hate is a very strong word, you know? But I noticed that when Eminem came out and he dropped that little freestyle and said, he put a fist in the air and he said, we love our military, we love our country, but we hate Trump. When he came out and said that, you guys loved hearing that. I will never have anybody rally. I'll never have anybody have me rally in hatred of somebody. Think about that. You're rallying together. You're unifying together. You're coming together, not in love of somebody, not in counter to somebody, but in hatred of somebody. That's demonic in itself. When you come together to oppose somebody, that's different. You're coming together as opposition. You're coming together as a form of strategy. You're coming together to offer a different and maybe even a better solution. But when you come together out of pure hatred, you don't have, and you've lost the moral pedestal to tell us what's right and what's wrong. You're unified in hatred. The source of your action stems from hatred. Nothing good can come from that. Nothing good can come from hatred. Until you guys understand that, you're gonna keep losing. Peace.